Hi everyone, it's Bargain Bead Box time. I have opened this to this point. I'll read you this sheet here. 1 minute. It says Spring Blossoms. Let's flip it over. There's a coupon. There's a contest you can enter. I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to dump everything out of the pretty pink bag and I will organize it and be right back. Okay, everybody, here we go. Spring Blossom Collection by Bargain Bead Box for April 2023. This is number 1. It is a 7.5-inch strand, 10 millimeter matte pink aventurine round beads natural. And there are approximately 18. There are 18 on my strand. And they're really, most of them are very pale. There's a couple darker ones, and they're more pink aventurine, I guess, is more peach to me. It's not really a pink the way you think of it. This one almost looks a little purpley. And there are a couple in here, like this one here is like a nice pink, but that might be the only one. Some of them look white, that one looks purple, and the rest of them either look peach or orange almost. But they're pretty. I'm not knocking it. I just don't. I think that's how they call them in the jewelry world, but they don't look pink to me. Anyway, the next strand, number 2, is 15-inch strand, Peridot Gemstone Chip Beads Natural. And just so you know, I don't count chip beads, at least not these little ones, by the bead. I count them by the inch. So if it says 15-inch strand, if I were to price something, I'd say, oh, I used all 15 inches or 6 inches or 4 inches. That's how I would do it. And it's approximate, but yeah. So if you want a tip on how to price what you use, so these are natural. They're very small chips, most of them, but that's okay. Peridot tends to run small anyway, so honestly this is as big as some of the other gems I've found. Then the next thing is number 3, 14-inch strand, 3.5, oops, I tied a knot, 3.5 by 3 millimeter crystal faceted rondelle beads in pastel mix. These go perfectly with those other 2 gems so far, but these are crystals, and they are a lot of greens and some pinks and some sort of peachy whites. So I think they are beautiful and they go well with it. And my strand has 140 on it. Aren't they pretty? Yeah. Okay, next up are glass beads. What number? 4? That was number 3. This is number 4. These are not crystal, these are glass. It says 14.5-inch strand, 6 millimeter frosted glass beads, pink ombre / gold. I don't see any gold on these, to be perfectly honest. Maybe there's, I really don't. I see some look matte, and maybe they're like half matte, half shiny, because they're not all looking matte. And also, run your fingers over them, because like this one here, I think whatever coating they put on or something, or maybe it's just a problem with that glass bead. Some of them have little sharpness to them, just a couple. And I did find when they were doing the finish, 2 of them are stuck together, and I don't know which ones they were. So I didn't count them. So my strand has 68 usable, I'll call it, but really it might be 67 because that one, wherever it was, felt sharp. Oh, and see, here is a piece of finish or something on the strand. Anyway, be careful when you use these, that you don't, I just felt another one. So there might only be like 65 usable, but that's still quite a lot. Because you don't want to be using a bead that has a sharp edge on it, and you might be able to, that one's really bad. You might be able to, I think it's from when they put the finish on or something. I don't know. You might be able to salvage some of them if you can use a nail file, The cut looks okay on most of them as far as I can tell, but until I get them off the strand and really look at them, I'm not sure. So they're very pretty, but because I don't think these are a high quality bead is all I'm gonna say. Okay, and like I said, mine has 68 usable, not counting the 2 stuck together, and I think I did count that one with a little sharp on it, so I need to adjust that. Now these are cold. These are rose quartz, 15-inch strand, 8mm rose quartz round beads dyed. It's a little misleading on how dark they are because they're on this bright hot pink cord. So when you take them off of that, they're going to be a little lighter. But they're very pretty, and I put 45 on here. There might be 46, but I think there was one that, I think it was this one that sort of looked like dimpled in it, and I probably won't use that. But yeah, again, very nice. And you get that with gemstones. I'm not knocking Bargain Bead Box for that because gemstones are like that. The glass, you kind of expect to have a little better quality. Okay, number 6, 24.5mm handmade lamport glass pink flower bead. And the hole is in the middle. And I don't have anything here that I can show you. Well, actually, put this strand thing through. So it goes through the middle like that. So this would be more one you'd want to come up from the bottom and maybe and put a bead there and maybe go back down through on a sheer wire or something like that. Or not, you could also just use a piece of wire and come up and dangle it. There's different ways you can do that. So that's an interesting piece, and that is glass. It's pretty lightweight, actually. I almost thought it was acrylic, but this says it's got a little weight to it, but not a whole lot, so it's not too heavy. 2 pair or 4 pieces of gold, 24 gold-plated stainless steel lever back ear wires made of hypoallergenic stainless steel, it says, and then plated. So those are nice. I love lever backs. They've been getting in a lot of stainless steel lately. 1 meter of 2.5mm 18-karat gold-plated stainless steel jewelry chain. That's pretty. It's a finer chain than what we sometimes get. Feels finer, just running across my hand. And a meter is about 39 inches normally, 38, 39. Okay, next up is number 9, engine number 9, 20-piece, 6mm synthetic hematite. Sometimes you'll hear that called hemalite or hematite or something like that. Anyway, leaf beads, golden, man-made. Yeah, most hematite now is not. These are very light. They almost feel like plastic coated. They might be metal coated plastic because it says they're man-made. So yeah, but they're pretty. They're double-sided. And the drill hole is top of the leaf to the point. That was number 9. And then number 10, I've had these before. I don't know if I bought them or if I got them in previous kits or both. These are rose quartz, carved rose beads, natural, 14mm. I was going to say you could use them for earrings, but on mine, this one is definitely a different shade of pink than that one. Can you see it almost has a purple hue to it, where this is definitely pale pink. There. So I'll use them separately. And then next up is 10 gram, number 11, 10 grams, 5.5 by 2mm corrugated rondelle beads, gold, and LF, lead-free, nickel-free, cadmium-free, made of a gold finish pewter alloy. But they're pretty. They can be used for so many things. And in my case, 10 grams gave me 63 of these little guys or gals. Here we go. Okay. So you might get 60, you might get 65. I don't know. Mine counted 63. Yes, that's the accountant in me doing that. And then we got some bead caps in number 12. 30 pieces. I didn't have to count these, see? 30 pieces leaf bead caps, lead-free, nickel-free, cadmium-free, the same, made in a gold finish pewter. And that is what they look like. Now the next thing is probably my favorite thing in the whole kit. I didn't think so when they were in the bag, and then when I took them out I was like, oh, those are beautiful. These are 2 pieces. There is a loop at the top there. Flower and bee enameled wreath charms. When I read that the first time I was like, I don't know about a wreath, but aren't these pretty? A little bee, a little flower here, almost looks like it's made out of shell, and then some little green to go with the peridot, some little crystals or rhinestones in there, and some little light pink flower there. They are just stunning in my opinion. I think they're adorable. I could see that just as a pendant, an individual pendant, and there's the back in case you wanted to see that. I think I'd make them 2 individual necklaces or something. Just adorable. I love that. Okay, and the next thing I really like too, it's different, and it is 2 pieces, 18 karat gold plated brass, 5 flower articulated links. These are links. Yeah. All right, so what they have is there's a hole up here, and then it's like 3 petal flower, 4 petal flower, maybe it's a 4 petal flower. I think it's a 3 petal with a loop at the top. 4 petal here, 4 petal here, 3 petal here, 4 petal here, and then the bottom link has a hole on a loopy thing on the back. Can you see that? Come on, camera. It's not going to work for me, but there is a loop on the back there. And they move. They have movement. They're really pretty, and they're really not that heavy. I mean, honestly, I'd wear these as a pair of earrings. And I don't know, I might put a little tiny dangle at the bottom, but maybe not. If you like long earrings, these are a perfect pair of earrings for you. And then we got some really pretty toggle clasps. These are 2 sets, 30.5 by 22 millimeter 18 karat gold plated toggle clasps, and these are made of gold finish pewter alloy, but they're 18 karat gold plated. Yeah, and they have a natural kind of look like branches, right? Really pretty. And the toggle thing is nice and long, so I think, oops, I just dropped one. I think when it's in there, it's going to stay in, which sometimes that's not the case. So there you have that. And then 2 more things. The next thing, number 16, is 5-inch strand, 3.5 millimeter peridot micro-faceted round beads natural. And my 5-inch strand has 41 beads on it, if I counted right. 40 or 41, something like that. So you might get, 38 or 42, I don't know. But that's what my 5-inch strand has. And these are really pretty. But they are a gemstone, and they're small gemstone, and they're going to have a thin hole, a small hole. So just be aware of that in your designing if you have this box. And then the last piece is a 35 by 31 millimeter rose quartz faceted round pendant with brass natural. I think that means the stone is natural. The brass maybe is too. It may not be. No, it says rose. It's rose quartz random pendant with brass. I'm assuming they mean the rose quartz is natural. And I don't know if this brass is finished or if it's just brass. I think it's just brass, but it's pretty. It could tarnish unless it's coated with something. This is pretty. The gemstone itself, mine has a big line through here, so I wasn't crazy about that. I like the striations going this way, but I'm not. It almost looks like a crack in it. Maybe yours won't have that. So honestly, I don't know if I'll use that. I'll wear it for me, but I don't know if I'd use that to make anything to sell. So there you go. That is Spring Blossom Collection, April 2023. Bargain Bead Box. A lot of pinks, greens, and golds. I'm not usually a gold fan, but the gold does go with this, and I love these two things here, and I always love getting bead caps, and I do love pink. So I mean, turquoise is my favorite color, right? But pink and peridot go really well together. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to talk to you again very soon. Bye for now. Hugs, love, and peace.